Hello, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm going to be talking about mood uplifting botanicals, something that's on a lot of people's minds. How do we uplift our moods, particularly after this stretch of really challenging years for most, if not many people? So I'm here to take you through this next 10-15 minutes, just some high points on some botanicals that we could incorporate, just really simple things that we could do, very easy botanicals to find that could help us obviously uplift our moods. Let's get into it. My name is Julie Dennis Fox, and it is my honor and my pleasure to be here today. And as always, I'm accessible through Canada Joint Relief, CanadaJointRelief.com. All phone numbers, all emails eventually make their way down to me. So if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me at any point. I'd like to point out this disclaimer. I am not a practitioner. Yes, I'm an herbalist, but I'm not a practitioner. And I'm certainly am not here to treat or cure or mitigate disease. I'm just relaying some information that has been useful for me. And I always suggest, if you are going to change your health protocol, to work with a qualified healthcare practitioner. On that note, let's talk about what's been going on. And actually, more importantly than what's been going on is what we could do about it. It's been a stretch, even 4 to 6 challenging years for many, many people, but particularly these last 2 to 3 years. Our world has been upended, and there's a lot going on, not only in our own personal worlds, in our homes, but inside of our hearts, and also in our communities and globally as well. So the net result for many people has been depression. It's pretty rampant right now, not just the usual numbers that we typically see, but also affecting a lot of children and all of us. So let's talk about fundamentally what we could do to help support overall health. And I'm not here to tell you I have the cure for mood disorders. I'm not here to say that. And in fact, I'm here to remind you that it really is these pillars of health that will support our physical as well as our emotional health. Something as simple as sleeping. You know, if we're not getting our 7 to 8 or ideally 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night, then we're going to be more stressed during the day. Our mood is going to fluctuate more. So even something as simple as making sure or trying to make sure we get enough sleep is going to be beneficial to our moods. You know that, I know that. I'm not going to linger here, but nutrition, movement, calming practices, you know what those things are that help you bring you back into balance. Let's try to do more of those things and less of dwelling and ruminating on what's going wrong. I know it's not easy sometimes, but certainly for me, one of my medicines is being out in nature. This photograph, by the way, was taken in our neighborhood. We're based out of Grass Valley, California, up in the foothills of the Sierras. So this is my medicine. This is where I go when I need to recalibrate my mood. Talk about getting energy from botanicals. Here we are surrounded, even just energetically, by botanicals, by flora and fauna. So, but let's get a little bit more specific. Here we're looking at wild oats. Wild oats, I popped this in here because wild oats are very high in minerals, and those minerals are going to support our nerves. In fact, there's something called a myelin sheath. The myelin sheath surrounds our nerve endings. When we are stressed out, that myelin sheath may recede, leaving an exposed nerve ending. One of my mentors, Dr. Christopher Hobbs, mentioned that wild oats could potentially help support that myelin sheath, helping protect our nerve endings. And I want to point out here how to harvest these, because these are ubiquitous. They grow almost everywhere. You probably recognize this. It's a simple weed we typically pass by, but wild oats, see that little seed pod dangling right off the end there? In the spring season, if you were to squish, squish that little seed pod, what exudes out of that seed pod is a milky latex-like substance. That is when you want to harvest this. And how you harvest, I'm going to use my pen here as an example. Let's just say this is that wild oat swaying in the breeze here. You got those little seed pods dangling off. You grab that stem and you simply pull up. How's that? You simply pull up, and then in your hand will be all those pods. You dry those out and you make it into a nice tea. Now's the time to harvest your wild oats. Another simple one I know here in California, we actually are having quite a beautiful spring season with the California poppies really coming out and showing up right now. It's really an extraordinary plant. Well, all of the poppies share similar chemical profiles, not exactly the same, but similar. They contain alkaloids, these chemicals that can help calm us down, calming us down from the flower to the root. This whole plant can be used, dandelion. And I wouldn't use it all the time, every day, throughout the day. But certainly when you're feeling that stress rising, that anxiety rising, or you're feeling that mood start to take over, that sort of negative cloud start to come on in, a little bit of poppy can help calm that stress and help uplift our moods. California poppy, just really simple stuff that is often growing in our backyards or in our neighborhoods. Now I'm going to go a little further afield here and start to talk about some of the adaptogens. Adaptogens help us adapt to stress. Stress is going to be there. It's how we adapt to it that will make all the difference to our well-being, including to our moods. So incorporating some of these adaptogens, and it's not like the type of botanical that you're going to feel immediately. Try to commit to your adaptogens for some time, a month or two, or even 3 months, as they nourish the adrenals, as they help support our ability to adapt to stress. It may take a little while. It's not going to be an instant adaptation. So we're looking at ashwagandha from the Ayurvedic practice. We're also looking at rhodiola and eleuthero, beautiful eleuthero, used to be called Siberian ginseng, and the fabulous holy basil. Look for either formulations that include these botanicals, or go out and find them on their own. And ideally, you could find them organically. That's ideal, because standards, growing and cultivating standards are different all over the world. So I like to go organic as possible. Let's talk about cannabis. That's right, cannabis. From the cannabis plant, we get hemp and we get marijuana. Both of these have been used to help support health in a variety of different ways. I'm going to narrow this focus down a little bit to hemp and CBD. CBD is found in the cannabis plant. It's found in the marijuana plant. It's found in the hemp plant. I know for my own product that I sell in the retail stores like Sprouts Farmers Market and Erewhon and Mother's Market, etc., I get my CBD from hemp. I legally have to, and I want to. So the CBD, what we're discovering about CBD, it interacts within our bodies with what's called the endocannabinoid system. We know, we've heard of the immune system, the nervous system, the circulatory system, respiratory tract system, digestion, urinary tract, reproductive system. And now, starting in the 90s, we have discovered this endocannabinoid system. As you see in this image here, there are receptor sites throughout the body. These endocannabinoids and these cannabinoids that we consume, i.e. CBD, interacts with this system found within our bodies. This actually is an image of the circulatory system, not the endocannabinoid system, but you get this idea that it truly is from head to toe found throughout our bodies. the endocannabinoid system. Now, what it does, we're discovering in the emerging research, it oversees what's called homeostasis. Homeostasis is just health maintenance, really. It interacts with our appetite, with our pain receptors, our mood, memory, reproduction, immunity, pleasure, and reward. The endocannabinoid system interacts with all of these and more. So what we could do is consume CBDs, consume the cannabinoids. We also have our own internal source of cannabinoids. But if we supplement with a CBD product to help support this endocannabinoid system, you want to look for an internal product, one that you take internally, because what I'm seeing in the emerging research is that many people are going for the topicals, like the balm that I have, the spray that I have, the roid relief that I have. Many people are going to those for pain relief, according to what I've seen in the marketplace and what I've experienced. Now, what we're also seeing is that those that are experiencing anxiety or are looking for a little uplift to their mood are often going to the internal products. Keep in mind, we're going to be learning a lot more about CBD and the endocannabinoid system for many, many years. So this is all emerging research, and what we're seeing, how people are actually affected by these products and by the CBD that they're taking or using. Stay with me here just a little bit longer. This is kind of a little far afield for mood upliftment, but it reflects what we know in traditional Chinese herbalism. If you support the liver, yes, if you support your liver, then you support a healthy mood. You know, the liver is a workhorse. It does a lot of things. According to Chinese principles, it also helps support what we call the smooth flow of qi, the smooth flow of qi. If our livers, as they say, are unclogged or unblocked, then we create more of that smooth flow of qi. So bitters, get more bitters. I'm a huge proponent of bitters, whether it's for uplifting the mood or supporting liver health, detoxification, hormonal balance. It does a lot. It's a workhorse, the liver. Now, we touched upon the traditional Chinese principles. I have to pop this one in here. It's a formulation, an ancient formulation from China called Xiao Yao Wan, and it is loaded with bitter ingredients, particularly bupleurum. The translation of the name Xiao Yao Wan actually means free and easy wanderer. Wouldn't you like to be a free and easy wanderer? I know I would. So in fact, while I'm talking about this, I feel like I should get a bottle of Xiao Yao Wan. It's a great season to incorporate a bitter herb, spring season. I know Plum Flower, the manufacturer, they make a great Xiao Yao Wan. I know Planetary Herbals, they make a fabulous Xiao Yao Wan. They call it bupleurum liver cleanse, slightly altered from the original formulation, but Xiao Yao Wan loaded with bitters. And of course, we have bitters that we could buy in the supplement aisles, including Nature Works Swedish bitters, Urban Moonshine, loaded with the organic botanicals. There's a plethora of bitter products out there to choose from. Some of my favorites also for mood support, GABA Calm, Source Naturals, of course, Host Defense, and Reishi mushroom, the mushroom of immortality. Wish Garden Herbs, love her formulation. Catherine Zungenzer, I know I didn't say that correctly, but the Wish Garden formulations are fabulous as well. Emotional Ally and Liquid Bliss, I have used them all. Traditional medicinals, a simple chamomile tea. I know it might sound a little not so heady, a little flimsy. Oh, chamomile tea, sure, that's really going to do something, but actually give it a moment, try it on an empty stomach, allow that tea to work its wonder within our bodies, and it really does have an effect on many, many people. And of course, the amazing herb farm, you can't go wrong. Nervous system tonic and adrenal support with some adaptogens. And last but not least, I just have to remind you, it's not a product or botanical that's going to be the cure all. These things can help, but this is your foundation for health: sleep, diet, movement, calming practices, and supplement with supplements. There it is. As you know, anybody who sat in on any of my presentations in the past, if you would like a complimentary can of joint relief, thanking you for your participation today, feel free to reach out to customer service at canofjointrelief.com. And also, if you have any questions, I am there to support you. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic spring season, and I'll see you next month for the monthly health tune-up. If you have any suggestions on what you would like me to talk about, I'm here for that. Have a fantastic day. Thank you so much.